need for a mentor can be split into various situations, or probably like various stages of your project, or stages of your entrepreneurial journey. So if you're a startup founder who is extremely clear on what product you are developing. Okay, let's say you want to do some kind of a software product for some specific segment. You have identified the segment, you know exactly what to do, where to do, etc. So there are two stages. One is that you start developing the product. So do you need a mentor or a guide for developing during that particular phase? Probably you may need a technical mentor for structuring your software, maybe internal architecture, and things like that. It can probably like a somebody like an external CTO. Okay, so once the product is ready, okay, you want to launch the particular product. Okay, you want to bundle the product because you are a technical guy. You may not be fully aware on how to structure the product when it comes to marketing. When you may not know which product, which uh, market to launch. Like you may not have the market intelligence. You may need some kind of a data, or you may need somebody who can understand those data and interpret it for you. So at that point in time, you may need some kind of a marketing consultant, and that consultant can probably be your mentor. And then you are ready with the product, and then you have to launch the company, or maybe I would probably say structuring the company. So when it comes to structuring the company, you may probably that's if you are already going to recruit a lot of people, maybe this stage will come early, where you may need some kind of an organization consultant, where who can get you the best possible organization structure. But I'm not going to say that is much of an importance, because I'm just assuming that being a startup, you may not be ramping up your human resources immediately. I think you may be doing it on a phased way. So, being a 5 people, 10 people company, you don't need much of activities, because as a startup founder, you will be doing much of the activity. Okay, so now you have launched the product, and there is a market where the product customers are coming in, and the buying is happening, the finance is going, and now there is a part where you want to go to the next step. Okay, when you have to go to the next step, and there comes a problem where you need to go in for an additional investment either in terms of human time, or in terms of additional money investment. Okay, and there comes people where they can probably understand your growth structure, and they will be able to guide you whether this is are you ready for this particular moment, or in case you want to bring in some kind of a venture capital investment. So there are people who will understand and guide you how to structure your company, so that the investment can come inside. So overall, if you look at it, and there are other stages for that. Okay, so overall, if you look at it, so do you need a mentor? Absolutely. In my personal opinion, you can name it as mentor, you can name it as consultant, you can name it as advisor. But do you need somebody who can be like a walking stick for you, where like he will make sure you're not falling down? Absolutely yes. Okay, this is they may not be actually involving in your day-to-day operations. They may not be actually contributing much when it comes to your the T&M kind of a billing. But these are the people who are more or less like, if at all, in a car race, where if at all there is going to be, you're going out of the road, you need some kind of a reverse mechanism which can just put you back in the road. Okay, and these are people like that. So any startup founders, any startup companies, or early stage entrepreneurs, or middle stage entrepreneurs, before going into a mature stage activities, as much as possible, try to get help of a mentor. One very, very, very key thing which I want to mention it very, very point blank: get a mentor who knows your field. Okay, don't get a mentor who is very famous. Okay, or don't get a mentor just because they are related to you. Don't get a mentor or an advisor just because somebody told he is a good person. Okay, don't take a mentor or an advisor from a different zone. And my personal request is, take an advisor who has at least spent a lot of time looking into that particular industry. Okay, and they may not be probably in a very high position, or they may not be they would have probably, you may be their first client also. That's absolutely not a problem. Okay. And do not get a mentor just because, like they had a wonderful marketing campaign, like, and a beautiful video saying that, I am a mentor. So if I come into your life, you will make, tons of money. Don't go by that. Okay. Absolutely don't go. Do your research. Okay. The mentor can be somebody whom you absolutely you don't have any, prior information about. No problem. But he should be extremely, experienced in your industry. He should be able to tell you a gradual progress from where this industry was, where it is now, and where it will be in future. It can be in like 2 years time, 5 years time, 10 years time, like that. That is what is mentorship is all about. Okay. The other thing, in today's context is like coach. Like a coach comes and says that, okay, I will be your personal coach, your enhancement coach, performance enhancement coach. Okay. Being a startup or a founder, mm, I personally am not in a position to give you an advice whether it is required for you at this moment or not. Okay. Maybe once you are maybe like doing a 10 $20 million company, and then, at that point in time, you have too much of a stress, you have too much on your board, you need somebody to give you some kind of a guideline, not professionally, at least on a personal way. Maybe at that point in time, like you may need it. Okay. I'm not in that position, so I'm not able to advise you on that. But overall, mentor or advisor, I will not call it as a mentor, I will always call it as an advisor. So advisor or a consultant is definitely needed, is required. Don't expect advisor or a consultant to give you something like what your friend will do, like, sit next to you, do everything in your computer, make everything ready, and all you have to do is take a printout and sign. Absolutely not. They will not do that. Okay. These are people who are ready to share their knowledge with you. Okay. So that is extremely important. If you're creating a product, okay, bring somebody who can probably give you a story about how this industry is actually working on. An example, if you're working for a, let's say, hospital management software. Okay. You have to bring somebody who has probably have some kind of an experience, not in developing, not a software guy. Okay. Somebody who has worked in a hospital for, let's say, 15-20 years. Okay. Or 25 years, like, ask them, like, if you're specifically working something to support, let's say, a nurse, why don't you ask a very, very, like, experienced nurse, call them to your office couple of days, and then, like, ask them, how do you work, like, what are the information which you can give me so that my product can make your life a little better, like, can we automate something, can we make something which, so that, it becomes much easier for you. Those are the inputs. When I'm talking about advisor, when I'm talking about consultant, those are the consultants, those are the advisor who will take your product to a completely different level. So my answer stands the same. Yes, you need a mentor. Yes, you need advisor. Yes, you need a consultant, but it should be from your industry. Okay. Don't bring it like a preacher who will come and give you a lot of philosophies, give you a lot of diagrams, and then tell a lot of theories. Yes, it is very good. It's very good, but not at that point. At this point in time, don't spend money at this point in time for all those philosophies. Okay. There will be a time, of course, where you as I said, maybe 10 $20 million company, where you have to philosophically, create some kind of a environment where, you take this to a completely different, work life balance kind of a, situation. So those things are there. Like, I'm not able to advise you on that level because I'm not in that level. So on the other aspect of it, this technical guidance or a marketing guidance or the branding is something which I talk very passionately, because it's not only my business. I also, in person, I believe that, a branding is not only like logos and things like that. It is the character, what you put in front, whether it is personal or it is a business. So uh, get a guy, like, who can probably advise you on how to position your company from day one. Like, you are a startup company, and probably you may not know how to position yourself. Those are important things. Okay, so you definitely need uh, people, definitely need advisors. uh, how, what, and when, that actually determines um, whether that particular spend is going properly or not. Okay, so in that way, I will answer it uh, finally, saying that it is important. You can choose based on the stages of the industry, stages of the entrepreneurship that you are in. You whether you're just in a concept level, maybe take some that kind of advice. If you've already started, you're just there, maybe take. Or if you're already matured, take it to that level. But overall, I think yes, you may definitely need as many advices as possible. Yeah, I rely on expert advice, and that's the reason why I'm saying that, like, it really helps you.